Coming up on the Sairaj Kamath Show.
Siliguri, we played on a very tiny venue. Maybe there was just 20 people there, and the bathroom was right behind the stage. So every time somebody had to go to the bathroom, Soumitra had to move.
So one of those gigs I very vividly remember was us, Corner Cafe Chronicles, playing a full-blown set. We were the closing act for the night. The main highlight of the night was Biswa Kalyan. Like, who could have thought?
Because we can, and fuck you, you know who you are.
Alright, so we're going to call out music journalists today, are we?
Yeah. Most of them are nice, but this one guy isn't. You know who you are. You fuck.
Ronak, our guitarist, gets a call one day and like session today at Island City. Goes to the Island City studio, is sitting in the waiting area outside, and he sees this one guy.
So it was Jamie and Damon from Gorillaz.
He got a chance.
Recorded guitars.
Hello and welcome to the Sairaj Kamath Show, where we have in-depth conversations with amazing independent artists and uncover the incredible stories behind their music. My guests for today are a band from Mumbai who in their own words make music for the mind, the booty and the revolution, and their name is Corner Cafe Chronicles. Formed initially as a solo bedroom project by vocalist Chinmay Patkar, Corner Cafe Chronicles has since evolved into a full-fledged psychedelic audio-visual experience, blending the revolutionary spirit of punk rock with the danceable rhythms and genre freedom of electronic music. If you're a fan of Alt J, Mutamath and Pink Floyd all rolled into one, then this is the band for you. When Corner Cafe Chronicles recently came to Bangalore to perform at the iconic Humming Tree, I sat down with the band in the green room of that venue to talk about a whole host of topics that include their humble origins playing ramshackle venues, their musical output and the evolution of their sound, manifesting the opportunity to support the almighty Gorillaz when they come to India soon, and how one of their band members even ended up at one of the recording sessions for the most recent Gorillaz album, The Mountain, along with deeper topics like the psychology of social media and making music for misfits. So, without further ado, here's me with Corner Cafe Chronicles. Guys, welcome to the podcast. Thank you so much for giving me your time and energy today.
Likewise.
So how does it feel to be in the Humming Tree? Because for those of you who don't know, we are in the green room of the Humming Tree, which is back from the dead, and I can't tell you how much it warms my heart to say that. So how does it feel to be in Bangalore?
Feels amazing because I think this is the only venue in Bangalore that we have never played at. So it is something special because when we started out in 2017, it was like an aspirational venue. So yeah, today's going to be fun.
Have you ever played at the old Humming Tree?
No, never.
No, never.
Never?
I mean, I think right when we got into the gigging circuit, I think Humming Tree shut down.
Oh.
But now we have our mark there, right below the goats of the scene.
Oh, wonderful.
So, yeah.
Wonderful. What are the venues in Bangalore have you always wanted to perform in but haven't?
I think Humming Tree, the Humming Tree was the top one.
Yeah.
B flat also was on our list at one point in time, but we never got to perform over there.
Yeah.
And there's one called Guilt, which is like a very big venue, if I'm not wrong.
Yes.
Yeah. But the worry is always to fill the right amount of people.
We need more Bangalore friends. We need more friends in Bangalore, rather. Yeah.
Or friends.
Or friends of friends.
Oh, wonderful. So, all cards on the table. I'm about to see you guys live for the very first time.
Okay.
Yes, absolutely. I've always heard of you guys in the ether, but I've never had the fortune of seeing you live, even when I was living in Mumbai before 2020.
Mm-hmm.
So, for myself as a layperson and for any first timers who may be checking you out, what would you say they would be into if they're at a Corner Cafe Chronicles show?
I think you'll go back with a sort of an experience. There is no fixed genre of sorts. It's like waves, you go through various emotions, and that is how we feel when we play the songs. So I think we hope that similar feeling is also mutually shared.
Yeah, and I think there's a bit of everything for all sorts of people who come to a CCC show, because you won't find one particular species of people coming to this show. So there's a lot to take from a Corner Cafe Chronicles show. The visuals, the music, the bakchodi that we do in between, and everything, and the whole story. So even if you're not into the music, you will be into something or the other that we do. So that's the whole scene, according to me, I guess.
Yeah.
Adding on to what Som said, like we don't identify ourselves as a live band. We are more of an audio-visual experience.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's just a feast for the eyes and the ears and your soul and your booty.
Yeah. And the audio part of it is just me saying Mother Chod and Brain Chod continuously on stage. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's absolutely what I've come across when I've done my research on you guys. You guys make it a point to make your shows an audio visual experience, from everything to the music to the visuals that play behind you to even your fashion sense. So has that level of awareness and investment been something you've aimed from the off, or was it something you learned over time?
I think it was something that was. See, I don't think we have still gotten to, I think, a live set where we have in our minds, right? Like a dream live set with the right amount of production. But I think when we started out, we had an idea that this is how we want our experience to be. And slowly we started exploring and experimenting things. And the one weird thing about us is that before we even put out songs on Spotify or Apple or anything like that, we actually play the songs live a couple of times. We see how people respond to it. We see how we respond to it. Are we actually having fun playing it?
Yeah, that is the most important part, by the way. Us having fun on stage,
Yeah.
because that is the most important thing if you're doing anything in life. If you're having fun, just keep doing it.
Yes, that was a.
Something I love about the band, like I was the last one to join in 23, I guess. And we've played to 50 people and we've played to 2,000 people. But the energy on the stage we have, like we enjoy playing our own songs.
Yeah.
Like we just have so much fun, and that energy translates off to the audience. And that is amazing.
Not in a
I love-
narcissistic way. It's just that it's fun. Like it's fun to fuck around on stage with him or with him, just give exchange looks or whatever. But I guess it is something that we have been experimenting with, and I think us as artists, it will keep evolving only. No matter, like he rightly said, it can be 20 people, it can be 50 people, it can be 2,000 people, or it can be more than that.
Yeah.
I think we'll just keep evolving for ourselves.
Yeah, but at the same time, with already how difficult it is to maintain a band, and on top of that, the audio visuals, and with the electronic influence in your music, there's a lot of instruments also, and then there's everything you wear on stage, and all of it. Does it sometimes feel like a house of cards that needs to be maintained, or else it'll like topple over?
Maybe I think, yes, it is a house of cards, but we leave it to the audience to figure out how it looks or how it makes sense to them. Because the way it makes sense to us might not make sense to them. So we are all for the experience, and we are on stage for the experience because we love doing what we do, and we always make sure that we prioritize on what we like the most, rather than thinking about the formula ki ye chalega ki nahi, wo chalega ki nahi, aisa karna hai, waisa karna hai. No, that is not what we intend to do as a band. So, and the same extends to the audience, because I as a band member have an expectation of the audience to keep an open mind and to make whatever sense they could and take some memory back home, some way or the other. So that's the whole idea of, I guess.
Yeah, and I think we've also had multiple House of Cards moments where things have gone and hit the fan, and that is perfectly fine. I think the whole idea is now with us is to have fun and let music be a lifelong thing. So if you learn to have fun and you don't have any expectations from it, no matter what it throws at you, it doesn't really matter. You're just gonna still end up making the kind of music that you want. You're gonna still end up with the same kind of bakchodi that you want to do with friends. And I think one of the best things about CCC audiences is what we have noticed is that it is not just the music, but it is the ideology. So we have connected with the people who share similar ideologies, and then for some reason they have also been invested in us. Like, we are not some big band, we have not put out some multiple albums or something like that, but I think it becomes like a friend relationship, which I think we value a lot. So okay, there might be ups and downs, fine.
Absolutely. So Getting with the theme of this podcast, which is very in depth, I'd like to go back to the beginning. Tell us about the origins of the band and how the band came about.
So there is this cafe in Thane called Decrep's Cafe, and it was like this very corner, dingy place where I just met random people, and it became like a huge group of 2025 eventually over a summer time. And the whole fun part of it was you're meeting new people and you're talking about different things. And I was back in medical school that time, and I felt like, oh, we have opinions and maybe opinions matter. So there should be some way of putting it out there. And I've always played music since the start. So I spoke to another friend of mine, Sumit, who was our first drummer. And then Sumit introduced me to Soumitra. We met in Thane and we jammed. And that one jam, we had decided that, okay, this is the band. Along with that, there's also a guitarist, our initial guitarist, Rishi Nandi. He's the one who was on Sunday Rides with Rosie, Gloria's Kitchen. Unfortunately, Sumit had to leave for Canada and Rishi had to pursue his post graduation in periodontics. So we were in search for other musicians. That's when we met Swanand Thakur, who was a guitarist for the longest time, and Parth Malhotra, who was a drummer also. And the four of us, we kind of composed most of the songs on Renaissance. And we had another lineup change after that. And that's when Ronak joined us as a lead guitarist and Yash joined us as our drummer. Since then, we've been going strong. So the origins go way back to 2016, where I just started recording music in my college dorm room and putting it out. Eventually, meeting other people, not knowing how to really make music with a band also. And we just did the usual route, where we all go to college festivals and suck at it.
Competitions.
College competitions, yeah. One of the funnest gigs that we had was at Bandcubator in High Spirits
Oh yeah.
in 2017, if I'm not wrong.
Chugged a whole lot of beer and
Yeah, we just went for it. It was
we
super
just
fun.
went for it.
That's when we knew, okay, this is fun and we need to have fun. The audience resonated. That's the whole idea. And our friends traveled all the way from Mumbai to Pune
Yeah,
just to see us.
so we have been lucky like that, where we've always had, like, except for today, but we always have like this convoy of cars that, like, are all friends, and our friends are our crew, our photographers, our stage hands, and everything, like, right from the start. So we have made this whole team. Today, unfortunately, Srijit and Rosario couldn't be here, but Srijit does our sound and Rosario does our lights. And like, the relationship with these people go way back, like beyond the formation of the band itself. Like, it goes back to the formation of the whole scene. Because we, all of us, were from the same scene, right from the old Black Blood days, where we used to, like, host these small pub jam room gigs and pub gigs. And from there we have, like, all connected and all grew as a family and as a, like, band all together. So I like to call the whole, like, the entirety of it as a band, and not just the four of us. We
Yeah.
are just the medium of the collectiveness and the shared consciousness of all these people. We are the medium for that particular group of people. So that's
I think that's also something that all bands in Bombay also share now, because everybody started with a Black Blood or a Riju's, not Riju's. Sorry.
Sahil?
Yeah, like starting from Sahil Makhija and all of that, but like everybody shared the space with everybody at one point of time, So no matter what the bands are stuck around or not, everybody knows everybody. And eventually it led to us wanting to make music which had more meaning to it. So we learned how to do artworks, animations. We built our own visuals at home. We made our own artworks that put it out, and people liked it. And so that's just been our zone since then. Just keep putting shit out.
Right, right. It's interesting that you bring up so much of this Mumbai based history, because I firmly believe that where an artist comes from influences the art they're about to make. So, just expounding on that a little bit, how much has Mumbai and being a Mumbai car influenced you guys when it comes to your art?
Heavy, I think, because all of us have been in the scene like actively or passively since we were like 16, 17, I guess. Like, we've seen bands at those Ruya college competitions. We've seen bands that were like very big back then, and you only have a faint memory of that time. Now there's a random YouTube video somewhere just stored that, oh, this is from 2010. This band had played, and you never heard of the band later after that, right?
And it's you will see, like you rightly said, that it's the band where they come from is a collective concoction of where they come from. So you will see, and even from the scene, people will be like, oh, this band sounds like that band from that era.
Yeah.
And nobody apart from the scene will know what they're talking about, but people from the scene will know. So that's how, influences grow. And then when you start touring around the countries, these scenes collide, and then it becomes like a one huge mush.
Yeah, I think one of the positives of Mumbai has also been, and I think it's for any band in any city that they've grown up in, not just Mumbai. I mean, there are great bands in almost all cities. But like, I think the attitude that, oh, everybody can be friends has been the best part, because now we are here, we are now working with a new artist, Mars Mansion Mystery. We heard of them very recently, and now we are all helping each other out, and it's becoming a fun event and a day because of that. I'm sure that even 1 year later, we'll still have the same rapport, though we may not meet often or we may not perform often. But I think that whole idea of having that exchange with all the people wherever you
And the
meet,
camaraderie that we share.
yeah, we've taken it everywhere.
And not just the people from the scene, but also the venues. I would like to really highlight this one particular venue which was quintessential when the scene was growing, is Habitat was the scene in Mumbai where you could just like go every week. There used to be some gig, and Balraj used to be there, and it was like one big family, and we used to party a lot.
Yes. I used to be one of those people. I know exactly what you're talking about. In the time span between 2018 and 2020,
True.
when I was living in Mumbai, I would just board a train, go to Habitat, and catch whatever show is going on over there. I kind of feel like I got the tail end of that experience, because right after I had to move back to the city post pandemic, it got closed off for live shows.
And especially speaking of Habitat, before it was called Tuning Folk, they used to have a lot of these. It was like in a very formative stage. So Balraj had a lot of ideas where he would club comedy back then in 2017-18, comedy and music together. So one of those gigs I very vividly remember was us, the Corner Cafe Chronicles, playing a full-blown set at the Tuning Folk, which was like the small venue, a sit-down venue, and
Not above the Habitat. The
and
Habitat,
we were
yeah.
the closing act for the night. The main highlight of the night was Biswa Kalyan. Like, who could have thought?
Ooh, wow.
So it's crazy. Like, you meet such influential people and such creative people on every aspect. Like, be it in the audience, be it in the venue side, or be it on the artist side. So like I said before, like, it's all a collective consciousness, and it just develops as this one thing, and then it is known as the scene from Mumbai. So,
Yeah, just think, we could have gotten an episode of Pretentious Geek Reviews.
Oh yeah. You're listening, right, Biswa?
So
Biswa is not listening, bro. Fuck off.
come on, somebody should send this to Biswa and like give a reminder to him. I really hope this reaches him in some way, because I missed that particular
Segment.
video series as well.
Totally.
So getting into the music a little bit now, your very first EP that made a splash everywhere was obviously Renaissance, and when I listened to it, it is such a bold statement to make. It already sounds so polished at the beginning phase of your career, and no offense, it sounds a lot more polished than Rochelle.
Of course, it does.
because when I listened to Rochelle after listening to the Renaissance EP, I was like, is this the same band? So tell us a little bit about the making of Renaissance and how it benefited you guys.
So you're one of the first people who has actually told us that it sounds polished, because whoever, like, there are a few journalists that we send it to, and they've always thrashed it, like, I remember there was this one review where the band is just trying to do everything. Don't do everything, just do one thing. In fact, even Homebound, one of the reviews was it looks like they've just put a delay pedal on and they just left it on for the rest of the song.
Are you kidding me?
Absolute
I really
trash
like that song.
Which are one of our favorite songs as
They're
well.
not wrong.
They're not wrong about it. Of course, yeah, of course, it
Of
feels
course,
like
yes, I did
Yes.
put on the delay and let it
let it go
you know,
for
go
the
for it
entire song.
because I can.
Yeah, because we can, and fuck you, you know who you are.
Alright, so we're gonna call out music journalists today, are we?
Yeah, most of them are nice, but this one guy isn't. You know who you are. You fuck. You with your shitty mustache. Fuck you. Anyways, in like we're just making fun. Of course, still fuck you, but of course, yeah, just take it lightly. I don't think you can, but you try. Anyways, but the whole idea with Renaissance was that we initially were not into synthesizers or samples or anything. In fact, at the beginning, Soumitra had a lot of reservation about it. Like it felt like, oh no, rock has to be rock a certain way and all of that. But weirdly, I don't know what happened to him. He just went nuts with the synth one day, and then he has not stopped. Like he's not stopped since then because he has the most collection of synthesizers. He has the most collection of DAWs going on. Like there are so many things going on. I don't know how this Hriday Parivartan happened, but it happened.
Yeah, you never get into analog synthesizers, guys. Never.
But the whole idea of Renaissance was like a sort of reinvention of ourselves and our ideologies of life and music as well. So we decided that we are not going to stick in a box. We are going to be whatever the fuck we want to be, however the fuck we want to be. And that is where Renaissance came from. It came from hours and hours of jamming all night long and experimenting with sounds and pushing things beyond our normal capacity. And we kind of divided it into two parts. We divided it into Renaissance 1 and Renaissance 2. Unfortunately, a lot of things happened that never led us to release Renaissance 2 as a full album.
Yeah, I was just about to say your press from that time. In the press from that time, you teased a Renaissance Part 2.
Yeah.
So I was about to ask, where did that go?
So a lot of things happened actually. You know, some of family members from our bandmates fell ill. There was some time where we all had to it was just COVID time. I had to join COVID duty as a doctor. I moved to Bangalore because of some familial stressors. I'm in no contact with my parents, so a lot of things happened in each other's lives that we had to push the whole Renaissance 2 as an album on hold. But we had the songs recorded and mixed and mastered. So we decided, hey, you know what? Let's just start putting it out one by one at least. Let it go out there. And again, it was also a time where we were trying to figure out, does an EP work? Does an album work? Should we just put out singles? Does that maintain consistency? All these doubts.
A lot of soul searching.
A lot of soul searching happened in those 2 years. So we put out Paradise Drive, we put out Homebound, and we put out DIY Generation, each with a unique visual identity similar to what we maintained with Renaissance, each with a visualizer or visual sort of a message with it. And they all were received really well. After that, we went into a huge creative block in terms of writing. That's when we also had a lineup change, and
we went back into relearning all the songs and fitting it with the new lineup and how they could add their own bits, because in this band I believe that everybody has has that freedom to contribute to whatever to the music in whatever ways they can. There's no
there's no vocalist, no frontman.
Yeah, no, there's no such formula which one say for a guitarist has to follow. He can do whatever he wants as long as he's having fun and he he likes what he's doing. So
yeah.
that is what we always have rather fought to give us that liberty. And at times even amongst ourselves we have to give that space for all of us to grow individually as musicians. So that is the main, I mean, if you like you said, this is a deep podcast. If you look at the deeper end of the waters, it is about finding yourself through music, because we are musicians. There might be an architect who might find himself through his own designs. There might be a writer who might find himself through his books. So this is just an outlet for us to find ourselves, and maybe people like that journey and they try to find themselves in their own ways. There's no one way to 100% happy life. It's always like a journey. So yeah, we all are.
Yeah, and actually we are
in a
really
fucking
happy.
bus.
We are really happy with the current lineup, because I think that led us to relearning ourselves as well, and the music that we are trying to make right now is also become very different from what Renaissance 1 or 2 was. Like, what has your experience been so far?
I'd like to add up about the first EP. I have a third person perspective about the whole thing. I was playing for another band when these guys were writing the EP, and every time we used to go for a rehearsal, like it would be once in a week or once in 2 weeks. I would see these guys at the jam room every time, and they would be chilling, playing PUBG, or just hanging out or jamming for hours after we were done.
Drinking.
And it was literally every day, and that is what like created the beauty of the first EP. And I used to admire that a lot. Like I used to tell to all of my other bands, like this is how we need to meet if you want to create a mark, if you want to like create something meaningful. And yeah, and once I joined in 23, yeah, it's been a very wholesome experience. Like,
You're not toxic people?
uh,
I was about to ask, did this become a never meet your heroes moment or did they match up to your expectations?
oh my god, am I allowed to say the truth?
Of course you can say the
We
truth.
don't
This is
give a
a
fuck.
deep podcast.
ये podcast के बाद ये मार खाएगा.
Of course you will get bullied after this.
Yeah, I've had a lot of character development once I met these guys. Current tougher.
We can call it a canon moment for him.
Yeah. No man, like I think like that's the thing, na? Like what you said, like the whole idea of like jamming all the time, and
No, I think is like, all of us meeting each other has been like a canon moment in each of our lives, where like it has gone somewhere else altogether. I was in a prog metal band before this, and like look where I am right now. So yeah, it was a canon event.
Yeah, I never imagined playing for a band like this. But honestly, I'm having the time of my life. I get to experiment with what I like, with what I want to create. And I've grown a lot with these guys. I've learned a lot in the last 3 years. It was nice, super
yeah,
nice.
you don't think you don't end up making friends, no? Otherwise, like,
Yeah.
and that is the fun part. Like हमारे सारों की जिंदगी में कुछ ना कुछ struggle आया है, बात करते हैं एक दूसरे से, it becomes fun, it becomes relaxing also.
And one more funny story, it just came to my mind when we were talking about Habitat. I said that the crew that we have is like a band itself. Okay, so Srijit landed us our first gig at Habitat because he knew he was working at Habitat with Balraj, then tuning folk with Balraj. So and back then I think we had played a lot of like competitions and like a show here and there. And we were sitting in the green room, and Srijit comes and he's like, "Bro, guys, what is today's set list?" Like, and we are like, 2 originals and 3 covers. And he's like, "For how long are you all going to play originals?" I'm like, "Yeah, I mean, we have a song. It's not ready." He's like, "Let's do it. Let's write the song right now." And we wrote Renaissance in the green room at
the
Habitat, and we performed it 2
10
hours
minutes
later.
later.
Yeah,
No,
2 hours
not 2 hours.
later. I think it was 2
1
hours.
hour.
1 hour later.
Realistically, 1
Yeah.
hour. Yeah.
So that was like, I mean, that has been Corner Cafe Chronicles for us. It's always about pushing boundaries. It is always about never being afraid of making mistakes. Like, making mistakes, I mean, nobody would have or rather could come close to making mistakes where I am concerned, right from whacking, like pulling on the cable of a big stack amplifier in front of 18,000 people, and that I tried to jump, okay, and that whole thing came down, man. And
It was an Ampeg.
yeah, it was an Ampeg SVT4. If y'all are into that, you know what it is. So yeah, and the next band, like I wouldn't name the band, and to be honest, I couldn't understand what that person was telling me.
Because it was so loud.
Yeah,
Too many
it
people
was
were there.
it was so loud, and he was saying it so politely, but he was saying later on, these guys told me that he said that y'all are horrible, and I said thank you, and I hugged him because I couldn't hear him back then. And I, hey, thanks man, cool, all cool. And so it's been like that for us, like never been afraid to make mistakes, never been afraid to try new things, and that's what we advocate as well. Keep on trying new things, and maybe you'll find your calling.
Wonderful. Now, In addition to the music and everything you said, like never being afraid to make mistakes, being true to yourself, pushing boundaries, but the common struggle for all artists these days is to be noticed in a sea of other artists, especially on social media. And this is something I've been curious to hear from the majority of my artists on this podcast so far. So, how much do you like or dislike having to engage with people on social media and create content on social media?
Can I answer this? I have been ranting about this for all my
Yes,
life.
please go ahead.
So this
go
is
ahead.
multi-layered. Okay. Number one, social media is unnatural. Unfortunately, like it is not the best medium, but it's my opinion. Of course, some people might disagree with it, and it's perfectly fine. Everybody's entitled to their opinion. But for me, it feels unnatural. If I can be myself on social media, fine. The way we put our promotional reels also more like silly, like sort of dialogues and all that. What we normally crack as well. Second thing is that I think everybody's obsessed with the wrong thing. What I mean by that is that artist promoters want you to have Instagram numbers or so and so, which are dictated by an algorithm that might not suit you. It's like going to school with different disabilities, or let's say a learning disability, and then asking the kid to also function at the same level as another person without one. Does not happen for everybody. They also focus on you doing everything, and they've sold this idea to you that, oh, as a musician now you have to take care of everything. But unfortunately, that is not how a scene grows. That is not how music that is not normal or conventional comes out of a scene. That is how you dumb down the scene, in fact. Because invariably, you'll always be working towards getting that number on social media, that followership on social media, or that sort of sound which hits and clicks with the right kind of people as well. So at the same time, I think promoters have also forgotten probably that it is not just artist promotion, but it's also artist development. And where like there aren't any what do you say, groups or sort of government schemes that help artists develop, take them to a bigger stage in a country like India, it is the difficult job of an artist promoter to develop the artist. That is how you kind of find their niche. That is how you tell them, okay, this is what will work, these kind of shows will work for you, etc. We have been lucky to find people who have given us the right advice. But at the same time, I'm not going to lie about this. I told you this before the podcast started, that we were in this artist incubator and there was a guest speaker who is a big ass artist promoter for one of the biggest bands that has ever come out of India. And one of the things that he said was that if you do not mail me 5 times and reach out to me constantly, I will not know if you're serious. My answer to that, which I heard and I thought it was absolutely horrible, is that I'm a doctor. If you're a patient, you come to my OPD 5 times. 6th time, maybe I will take you in as a patient. Is that fucking normal, you bitch? So, yeah, fuck him. Uh, yeah, absolutely fuck him. So, I think that is what I think the scene misses. And see, I know we've spoken about how much we love the scene, but we also know the follies about the scene as well. It is pretty toxic as well. It is not safe for women as well. It is not safe for anybody who's trying to be different or is different as well. But at the same time, if you're gonna give me this faff about you have to be this, and I think it's that whole thing, right? If you want to be successful, you have to be such a hard-working brute that you have to do everything, and that is when success will come. But that is not how success works. I'm sorry. Hard work is not the only way of success, and different people have different metrics of success as well. So what I'll definitely say is that this is a understanding that we have reached now over the years. Like I said, we had some soul searching and we are figuring out ourselves as well. I think Corner Cafe Chronicles will never be a niche for the algorithm. Corner Cafe Chronicles will never be repetitive, and we will never make content for a fucking baseless algorithm which may or may not pick us up. But what we'll be is at least a journey for ourselves, and whatever
And true to ourselves.
true to ourselves, and whatever comes out is for ourselves. And if you listen to it and it shapes you in some way, fucking happy for you, man.
Welcome to the family.
Yeah.
Wonderful, wonderful. It is so fascinating to hear this because, in my own experience, talking to various artists, in the beginning, I thought that everyone's definition of success was to be as big as possible and reach the biggest stages. But in talking to artists such as yourselves, I've come to realize that every artist has their own metric for success, and over time, the new definition of success has been collecting a loyal audience that likes you for you, even if the number of that audience is not as big as it would be in the mainstream. So basically, TLDR for a lot of artists these days is not about like reaching the mainstream and becoming a big star. It's about garnering a loyal audience that will be with you for the long term, as opposed to a mainstream audience that can drop you the moment you're not trending, you know?
And the only way we can achieve that is by a lot of artists adopting this ideology, you know, and saying fuck you to all these corporations who are trying to dictate to us, like, you know, what success means, you know. And I mean, we started this journey because we like it, and now somebody else is telling us, okay, you know what, you're not popular if you have so and so numbers, and you know, if there are not so many people in your state, you're not popular. But that is not why we, you know, we rather people get into that zone where they start thinking, oh, okay, this XYZ guy is such a big person, maybe what he's saying, he has experience, and maybe it makes sense, maybe what I'm doing is wrong. And when you start questioning yourself is when you lose your identity as a person, and then you basically give control to the person dictating you the rules. And that is what I want to, like, you know, amongst all this rant and all, we love everybody from the scene because they are us and we are them. And the only reason why this rant is coming out is because so that they realize the lies, you know, that we're being fed, and grow out of it and do what we fucking love. And
Yeah, man.
fuck it, when you nahi mil raha hai, do a DIY gig, you know, get 10 people down, do a sit down, do something that will, you know, move people, that will make people think like, oh, even this can happen, oh shit, I never knew I like this, you know. That's the whole ideology that, like, you know, I want, sincerely want people to follow. Like, you know, in the music scene, at least in the indie music scene, whoever is doing whatever they want to do, if they are happy with it, I'm fine with it. But if anybody is confused, what am I doing, or is what, if what I'm writing right now makes sense, it does. It does. If it makes sense to you, it will make sense to everybody who is associated to you.
Yeah, and like it's not difficult to like different types of music. The type of music might be sometimes, for some people, might be difficult to digest also. I understand, not just us, but any like somebody who does not like metal may not ever like metal as well, right? Or like someone who does not like pop may not always like pop. But also music is a feeling, right? What that song makes you feel. So whatever, like you can listen to an Interstellar ka theme track, like the soundtrack, and feel something. But at the same time, you can also listen to I don't know, man, Backstreet Boys, Oasis, and also feel something. So it's not like it is people do not want to listen to this kind of music. You have successfully created an algorithm that repeats and creates the profit margins that you want, and keeps the eyes the way you want him to be, because unfortunately we are guided by tech. And as a psychiatrist, I can say this, and that's the aim of any product, right? That have most eyes on you, have most attention on you. Anything that achieves that becomes trending. For example, the whole idea with trending audio on Instagram is that if that is trending and you put it on your reel, suddenly you'll get more eyeballs. Why the fuck would I randomly put some random shit on my fucking reel, bro? The fuck?
You know, it's funny that you mention your trade as a psychiatrist, because I just want to know this. This may be a little bit of an esoteric question, but I want you to go with me here, because in some of your social media material, you mentioned that, you know, people that make your kind of music and people that like your kind of music are misfits who don't necessarily fit cleanly everywhere. So this is one thing I'm curious about, and I'd like your opinion on this. Do you, for lack of a better term, kind of have to be fucked up in some way in order to make the kind of music you make and appreciate the kind of music that you want to make, or is that just romanticized and anyone can get into it?
I think I feel it is romanticized. You do not need to be sad and unhappy to make unhappy music. Like, you know, like I was once having a conversation with Alyssa Mendoza, who's who sung some really good Bollywood songs, like Khwabo Ke Parinde and all of that. And she mentioned that at a point of time in her life, she felt like this, that she had to be sad, she had to go through like real hardships to really bring out the music. And she realized that that was not always the best approach as well. I don't even know if she'll remember this conversation, because this was probably back in 2017, 16, I don't know. uh, and I also don't believe that, because I also felt like that, because that is what has been romanticized in movies, right? On like shows. And what is
Darde Dil music.
yeah, because what is your idea of the world? Your idea of the world is what they show you. Like, for example, somebody would look at a friends and be like, relationship hoga to Ross and Rachel jaisa hi hona chahiye, lauda mention. But like, exactly. So you also learn, right?
Yeah, and just to reiterate what I said earlier, like music is an expression of your state of mind, at the current state of mind. If you take a look at Renaissance 1, the album, you go through the whole song list, there's no one singular theme of emotion in it. There are various emotions going up, down, left, right, center, everywhere. And that is the whole point. If you're true to your emotions, then whatever you do will be very truthful, and people will connect. So to answer your question, yes, it matters where the thought is coming from, but also being true. Like, you cannot typecast yourself ki हाँ मैं तो सिर्फ sad गाने लिखूंगा. क्यों? Like, you're feeling happy, write a happy song. You're feeling sad, you write a sad song. You're feeling angry, you write an angry song. Be true to yourself,
Right.
and then that music will speak to like-minded individuals who are in that state of mind for that particular time. Like, I think it might be the case with all of you, and in fact you as well, Chinmay, where we no longer connect to the songs that we wrote, like while singing Midas. Like, it doesn't feel the same way when I sang it for the first time in Path's jam room. Because that time it was that feeling. Right now I'm just trying to imitate that feeling. But and again, it's like my thinking that once I release the song, it's no longer my song. As long as it is it with me, with the band, in the confined walls of the jam room, on the stage, where it is not out yet, and only the people who come to the show know that is my song. So it's my way of thinking. It's
And like, I think misfits, I think I am attracted to feeling like that, because I have always felt like in school, in college, I did not feel like I belonged there. And the relationships and friendships I have had are always like turned to be more alternative people, I guess. So I feel like कि maybe थोड़ा सा ब्रेन वेव जिसमें थोड़ा ज़्यादा है, थोड़ा हम लोग को समझ सकता है शायद से. नॉट लाइक हम लोग का म्यूजिक इंटेलेक्चुअल है, ऐसा नहीं है, बट अगर कोई सोचता है तो फिर
To be fair, you have to have a high IQ to understand Corner Cafe Chronicles
No,
music.
we are not IQ.
you just have to be in the moment.
Maybe we are not IQ-ish, like ist people or whatever. हाँ, बहुत अधू है भाई.
I can vouch for that.
See?
Okay, wonderful. So, getting back a little bit into the social media aspect, one of the things you are currently trying to manifest through social media is supporting the almighty Gorillaz, who are finally coming here to perform in Jan. So just so we could get that manifesting energy and have you support Gorillaz, just tell us, what does Gorillaz mean to you, and why do you want to support them so much?
Okay, so when the band started, we had a few inspirations in our mind. Gorillaz, All J, Mute Math, and Pink Floyd, if I'm not wrong.
Yep.
Correct? And
It's very specific.
Very specific, yeah. The when we started putting out an artwork, like a song, we realized, we need money for artwork. We tried to communicate the artwork to people. We felt like it never came through the way it wanted to. We saw how Gorillaz was a virtual band where they created a visual identity for themselves, and they also had an audio identity. And secondly, it was not about who the lead singer is or what it is. It was about communicating a story. That is something that I felt was common in CCC. Like Soumitra said earlier, we do not have any hierarchy in the band. Nobody's a frontman. Everybody's a frontman here. At the same time, we started picking up on doing the artwork, like, by ourselves. And that gave us the edge. Like, people came, heard the music, and then they had a banger visual going on behind, which kind of communicated something. And it got translated in the artworks as well. and people liked those artworks. People liked the visuals that were made. So Gorillaz is very, very important because it is purely inspired by them, right? They are the ones who made the art, and the art was a representation of the music, right? And like this is like me just pulling on to strings, dude. My seat number today was 2D, and 2D is one of the he's the singer of the Gorillaz, like the anime, right? So I was like, oh, 2D, अरे अब तो बजाएगा ही Gorillaz के लिए.
Another coincidence is Ronak, our guitarist, gets a call one day saying that, bro, he's a session guitarist as well, so that's what he does for a living. So he gets a call one day and like, session today at Island City, come at so and so time with your guitar. We need some Indian tracks, Indian licks. Like, fine, I'll be there. Goes to the Island City studio, is sitting in the waiting area outside, and he sees this one guy, okay, sitting there, a foreigner, and he looks at him and he recognizes him, and then he sent that photo on the group. He was,
So it was Jamie and Damon from Gorillaz.
and he got a
Ronak
chance.
has recorded guitars for the Mountain. He does not know if it has been used or not, but he sat 2 days in Island City studio with those guys, and he just was giving like belting guitar parts that they might later use as a production for their.
Dude, that is crazy. You can't see it, but her camera person is freaking out behind the camera.
In fact, even in the BTS video for
he's
2
in
seconds.
the BTS video as well.
Ronak is in the BTS video
Of
for the
Gorillaz.
recordings of the Mountain as well for 2 seconds.
Oh my god.
No speaking parts, but
Shaking hands and stuff.
yeah. But like
Oh my
it was
God.
a random thing.
You know, these coincidences just can't be coincidences. This is the manifesting energy. Let's root for Corner Cafe Chronicles to support Gorillaz. Hashtag Corner Cafe Chronicles support Gorillaz or whatever it is.
Yeah, we'll make a hashtag. We don't have an hashtag. We'll make a hashtag. But yeah, there are a lot of random coincidences that have happened. Yeah, but like,
We're trying to bend the social media.
yeah, we're gonna fucking manifest it, dude.
Oh, wonderful. So, what's next on the cards for Corner Cafe Chronicles after this show?
We have an album that we are making finally after I think composing since 2020.
Yeah,
Now we have
some
finally
17 to 19 songs in the pipeline. Out of some of them we will be playing today. And again, we don't know how it might sound, but we are all for it. We are all excited. And just before this podcast began, Yash was sitting here and listening to a jam recording of a song because he doesn't remember how it starts.
Yeah.
Okay, so
because it's new, and that's what we do. We'll play, like, even if the song is not ready, we're gonna go and play it. Like, we don't give a shit.
and I am equally at fault here because I cannot relate to the name and the song. When they say next is maybe tomorrow, I'm like, what how does it go? And then I'll go, Chinmay, what is the intro? It's like,
What's the tempo?
what's the tempo? Because I'm there.
And I have to start it on the other side.
Yeah, I'm putting all those numbers inside that fucking calculator of a metronome, going tuck 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 in my
But
head.
like, for the first time, we have written so many songs, and they do have a certain commonality. There is a lot more angst to it. It is lot more guitar heavy and vocal heavy, less synths as much as I've seen so far. And it's very like early 2000s, Deftones, Prodigy, Mute Math-esque, and a little bit of Alice in Chains kind of a vibe. And our friend Samir is wearing a Deftones t-shirt. So yeah. So like, and I don't know, maybe it's our mental state of mind where we are like, we just need to put ourselves out there. We're not going to wait and keep it and then plan it. We
It
just
is
have to-
irritated that we have not put out new music, and that's irritation is coming
And
through
finally
the
that,
songs.
finally that we have, like, we are able to write, and we are able to write lyrics, we're able to write the parts. We just want to get it out as soon as possible.
Wonderful. So, before we conclude this podcast, I'd like to play a little game with you guys. This is a routine game as part of the show. It's called the Rapid Fire Round. I'm going to ask you a series of quick questions and you give me some quick answers, all right? Okay. When and where was the very first Corner Cafe Chronicles game?
It was in a Thane college under a pandal where the mic was stuck to a bamboo.
Yeah,
Oh,
they
damn.
didn't have mic stands, and
the
snare was kept inside a upside down table.
Yeah, stool.
And the headlining act declined to perform, and we were like, fuck, these kids are here, these
So
kids
we're
have
gonna
put up
perform
this
for the
show
kids.
together, some random ass college in some random ass place have called us to perform, and we are going to perform for them. And there were hardly like 15-20 people.
No, there was 50-60 people, dude. There were a lot of kids. It was their college fest.
my vision was like this, maybe.
Yeah, but it was like I was getting shocked continuously, like on my lip, because the mic was on a bamboo.
Like there's no earthing,
Yeah,
no
nothing.
nothing of any sort, but we still managed to pull, like, you know, some songs together. And I was very happy to see that the kids who had put out so much effort in
Yeah.
calling the band, in fighting with the authority that is their college, and organizing this, and we were not going to bail on them just because we didn't have some fucking stands. Like, fuck no, we don't stop for that.
Oh god, crazy. And speaking of venues and mics and facilities and all that, my next question: best and worst venue you have ever played?
I know the worst venue. Can I say the worst venue first?
Yes, go ahead.
Siliguri. There was this.
Indigo. What is
No,
it?
I don't remember the name of it, but like there was this venue where it was very small. We were playing 2 gigs in Siliguri, and we've done some self-funded tours across Northeast, and we have a good listener base there. Siliguri, we played on a very tiny venue. Maybe there was just 20 people there, and the bathroom was right behind the stage. So every time somebody had to go to the bathroom, Soumitra had to like move.
But big ups to the owner of that guy for calling us there. I don't give a fuck how small your venue is or was, but big ups to you for believing in us and getting us down there.
Yeah, because you gave us that evening, and we had friends in Siliguri now because of that. So the best, I think it was the Pliny gig.
The best venue? No, the venue. Best venue. I think it was Habitat, bro. Clearly, Above the Habitat has to be the best venue so far, because it was the vibe. You know, it was the same vibe that, you know, we all reciprocate to. And Balraj, if you are listening this, please start those gigs again.
At least our shows will not break chairs.
Maybe.
Maybe. Khona, your experience, worst and best venue?
I think I joined way after Habitat or any other.
But your experience in the band, what was the most?
in your personal experience?
I've always loved playing an antisocial. Like that was.
Yeah, that is
like,
also one good venue.
yeah, I've ever since I started playing drums, I've been wanting to play an antisocial. I got to play an antisocial with these guys. That was my first gig, right?
Yeah. And
So that was a wonderful experience for sure.
Worst?
Oh god, I honestly don't remember.
Some brain fogging happening. Serious trauma from shitty gigs.
Repressed, the memory is repressed.
Okay, fair enough. Let's move on. Next question: meaning and origin of the band name.
Corner Cafe Chronicles is about that corner cafe that the whole idea of maybe communicating thoughts through music came in, because the cafe was in the corner, and Chronicles because it was inspired by stories from different people, and it still is inspired by life experiences. Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. Next, if you could feature the music of Corner Cafe Chronicles in any TV show or movie, which TV show or movie would you like to see it in?
I would like to feature my our music in probably Trailer Park Boys.
Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
I think that whole gang is very much similar to us and the shit we do. So Trailer Park Boys is one of them.
Okay. For me, I would like to see our music in a racing movie, like drifting movie. Like there is this movie.
Initial D.
Initial D, yeah, because I have a tattoo from Initial D. So I have the Toyota E86 because it's one of my favorite cars, and it's featured in some of the artworks also. Yeah, so I think maybe a drifting movie. I would like to see Paradise Drive. It will be
Next time Vin Diesel is rocking out to DIY.
Exactly gonna say that.
Yeah.
Some of the new songs that we've written.
lot of car oriented.
Yeah, exactly that. But if not that, maybe a stoner movie or a crazy party movie where shit's going down.
Like maybe
Project X.
I was just about to mention Project X.
That
So
you
we
might
have this
Project
new
X.
song that we've been working on. It's called Speed, and it's not about the actual drug speed. It is about capitalism, and the lyrics are like "Take my soul and make me rich, bitch," and like it goes like hardcore DNB after that, and like it would fare so well in Project X if Project X is made ever again.
Or has anybody watched this movie called Mandy.
Oh,
Nicolas
I
Cage.
have.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Maybe
that is a crazy
one of
movie.
those track as well.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful. Next question: If you could meet one of the artists who has inspired you and thank them personally for influencing you, which artist would you like to meet?
Paul Meany
Yeah. All
from Mute Math.
Then all the Tool guys, Kendrick Lamar, Michael Jackson. Now is no more, but yeah, one of them. Then Kanye West probably. It would be fun to meet him.
Sneha Khanwalkar actually.
Sneha Khanwalkar as well.
Huge fan. Amazing music.
And Tame Impala as well.
What's his name?
Kevin Parker.
Yeah, because I was going to say Travis Parker for some reason.
Travis Barker. Even him. And we have a lot of influences, and we have a lot of people whom we want to meet, and we want to tick off that list as fast as we can.
What about you?
Gavin Harrison would be first on the list.
Okay.
Apart from that, I grew up listening to Green Day and playing Green Day songs. So Trey Cool for sure. And off late, like for the last couple of years, Carnival has been on the top.
Oh.
Ah, nice. Wonderful, wonderful. Next, first band or artist T-shirt you ever bought?
Oh.
For me, it was Black Sabbath.
Which album?
It was not any particular album related t-shirt. It was just or maybe it was that self-titled album because it just said Black Sabbath.
Oh.
And that is how I got into music. And fortunately, I work for Furtados, and life has come full circle where I started my music journey by listening to Black Sabbath, because my building friends used to rock out to Paranoid, Iron Man, and all those songs. And I grew up listening to that. I got into music because of that, and now I'm managing one of the quintessential band which is responsible for the whole heavy metal genre, which is Laney. So I'm handling the brand as a brand manager for India for Laney.
Wow,
so
nice.
that could Black Sabbath is the t-shirt that
For me, it was Rath, Lamb of God.
Ooh, nice.
I met Randall. I met Chris when I was 16.
you were in the press.
Yeah, I went to the press conference. I was invited to the press conference random. I was on a flight to see Lamb of God in Bangalore, and parents were not willing to send me with every other music scene guy through a bus or a train. So that to flight lage ja. At least you know how to go through a flight, and I was very protected, I think, growing up, I guess. But on the flight, you meet the India head of EMI Records, and he sees our t-shirt. He's like, "You guys going to see Lamb of God?" We're like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Oh, have you heard of Coldplay? Because they're gonna blow up soon." It's when we first time heard of Coldplay as well. And we shared a few beers in the car. Yeah, underage drinking. Fuck that. And then he's like, "Do you want to come and meet the band?" And next day, he called us to their press conference where RSJ, Rolling Stones, all these people were sitting, and they were just two random kids who have no fucking business being there. And we met the band, and then they headed for soundcheck. I still have a photo on Facebook.
Wonderful. What about you?
I bought two t-shirts together on redwolf.in. The first one was my favorite Indian band Scribe, the I Love You Pav Bhaji t-shirt, and the second one was
Shout out to Scribe, recently reunited.
Yes.
Let's have you boys over here sometime.
been waiting forever to see you guys live. And second one was Blackstripe Blues, the universe has a strange sense of humor.
Blackstripe Blues, another artist who's going to perform soon.
Tomorrow.
Yeah.
tomorrow.
Tomorrow?
Yeah.
Oh, wow, that's quick. Wonderful, wonderful. Next, dream collab. Dream artist you'd love to collaborate with.
Mute Math.
Mute Math.
Mute Math.
Mute Math.
What about
Mute
you?
Math. This one MGMT.
For me, it's Mute Math.
Yeah, it has to be Mute Math.
Okay, cool. Dream gig you would love to perform at. This could be a festival or supporting anyone.
Glastonbury.
Glastonbury?
Besides Gorillaz, by the way.
Yeah. Glastonbury Festival. Probably Pink Pop. All these legendary venues which we.
We'll play anywhere if you call us. Like everything is a dream for us at this moment.
Even if there's a bathroom behind the
Yeah,
stage.
we will be there. You ask us, we will be there. Don't worry.
If you sell us that dream, we are buying it.
Yeah.
Yeah, funnily, you've never thought of that, right? Like,
Yeah.
That's what I said. If you sell us that dream, we are buying it.
If you tell me that this is a festival happening in fucking UK, I will make that my dream for that day. Like, bro, dream come true. UK में बजाएंगे. Whatever.
Oh god, crazy. And lastly, just to fulfill the cafe aspect of Corner Cafe Chronicles, what would be the best cafes in Mumbai and Thane that you would recommend to anyone visiting?
Thane, I would say Bean Theory Cafe is good. Mumbai, to be very honest, I haven't found a good cafe, but I can suggest good coffee places, like where you can get your coffee from. Tulum is good. And then Sabko also has some good blends. The Wellington blend is good. Um, yeah, at least from my end.
Yeah, I mean, I have no clue.
In Thane, if I have to say, there's this new cafe called Richie's Cafe. It's pretty far from the main area, but it's huge. Like it has a massive ceiling. It has a European style design, which is not common for Thane, and it has really good food and coffee.
Because what is common for Thane is misal for some reason.
Bro, that place broke down.
Yeah.
Mamledar, yeah.
Oh shit.
I think they're renovating.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Side note, just the name Corner Cafe Chronicles seems kind of SEO friendly, but the SEO is all over the place because if you look up just Corner Cafe, there are like 1,000 places that call themselves Corner Cafe. So if you want to search for your band, you'd have to be very specific. Corner Cafe Chronicles.
Yeah, we've had calls where people have inquired about birthday parties as well. If you want to host a party in your cafe. It's happened multiple times. We're like, we are a band.
Oh. I mean, you can hire us to sing Happy Birthday. We'll sing it in our own way.
Oh, crazy. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for
Thank you so
being
much
on the
for having
podcast.
us.
Thank you for giving me your time. And I hope this chat has been as fun and insightful for you as it has been for me.
It has been
always
absolutely banger for us.
Yeah, anybody who wants to listen to us.
Yeah.
I mean, ऐसा किधर भी mic दे देगा पकना शुरू कर देगा हम लोग.
But yeah, it was a fun experience, and I really like the series that you've started with. And I look forward. I've not seen the Gut Slit video yet, but I will definitely check it
And
out.
to be very honest, when I texted you, I really did not think that we'd do this so quick. And I thought, usually when you approach somebody, it's always a pipeline thing. Like, maybe it'll happen, maybe not. So really kudos to you for like sitting down with us, spending the last few hours. And I'm sure you could be doing anything else on a weekday. But thank you for sharing those moments with us. Even Samir, you had a car breakdown and you're here still.
Yes.
That's huge, dude. And we played with Samir and Simple Man Radio.
Yes, Simple Man Radio, plug.
Yeah. And the other artist we'd like to plug today is Mars Mansion Mystery, which they're the act that is playing with us tonight at the Humming Tree. Please check out their music as well if you can.
Really cool boys.
Yeah, and if you have not checked us out ever, then check us out. Number kya hai?
Yes, absolutely. Check out Corner Cafe Chronicles on all the social medias. Check out their music on all streaming platforms. Keep an eye on their new music to come. Thank you for listening to this conversation. Like, share, comment, and subscribe if you like it. Follow it on all your favorite podcast websites, and we'll see you soon.